Hello, hello. It is Sarah Divinely You. Welcome back. I appreciate you for tuning in and watching my videos, whether it's my long form or my shorts. I do daily tarot shorts and I also do daily lives on my Instagram. So if you really want to dive in deeper, you can check me out, Sarah Divinely You on Instagram. We'll get you those live videos every day for the year 2023. Let's dive in. This is astrology and energies for March 15th through the 19th. This is the last of Pisces season, the last of the astrological year. And it is very intense energy. However, there is kind of, we'll say, a light at the end of the tunnel, but it's almost as with any astrological cycle, it's a light, if you know, that you can allow yourself to see or not to see. And I think with this one especially, we've still got Mars coming out of its retrograde shadow. It comes out of its shadow to Thursday the 16th, and Thursday the 16th is a day to really look at, really watch, really be attentive to yourself, your environment, your, whatever floods of creativity that's coming down for you. So many things. We've got lots of activity in Pisces that day. We are just coming off of the moon on this was on Tuesday. The moon in Sagittarius made a square to Mars as it in Gemini, as it made a square to Neptune in Pisces. And so we had that. That was our third dose of that energy. So things might have looked a little bit foggy, and they're going to continue to, because those planets are moving really slowly. So that the square between Mars and Neptune is going to persist until the 16th, and then they'll finally start to kind of break apart. And this was like a moment, the 14th through the 16th. I feel like it was a moment to slow down. It was a moment to really tune into your body, to your emotions, to your mental state, really be connected to what's available for you, what's coming down for you, what you're being guided to do. We also have Venus. She's in Aries, finishing up there on Thursday the 16th. This is why Thursday is a big day. We've got Venus finishing up in Aries, and then she'll move into Taurus, which is her home sign, where she's dignified. She likes it there. And that is fixed air, or excuse me, fixed earth. Fixed earth is money, it's value, it's possessions, both, but mostly physical, obviously, because it's earth. It's having and knowing your own value, your own worth. And I think that we have this combined energy of Mars and Neptune making their final square, and Mercury and the Sun is going to join that square with a big conjunction in Pisces on the 16th. You'll have the Sun, Mercury, and Neptune conjunct, just coming out of a square from Mars and Gemini. We've got this, like, all these things coming in to, like, really maybe look superficially confusing and foggy and icky, and it's digging up a lot of stuff. But it's also this: how much more permission do you need to be yourself? How much more permission do you need to create what you want to create, to really put yourself out there? We've got big movements coming up next week. The 20th through the 25th is going to be a big week of forward momentum in a way. And so this is like this work behind the scenes moment of do the thing, create the thing, build the thing that you want to, that you're really ready to launch, with no holds barred, right? There's no holds barred anymore. Like, it's 2023. There's no reason to not be yourself, to be unique, to be creative. If you've watched any amount of TikTok, you know that there is something out there for everyone. Even if you just search something random on the internet, there is something out there on the internet for every person with every interest and every desire to explore. There are so many rabbit holes to be down and research and all of the things. I was giggling with a friend recently about you know, the person that we live with leaving the house and coming back, and we're in the same spot doing the same thing we were doing when the person left the house. And it's like, what's going on? And it's like, oh, I fell down a rabbit hole, and here I still am in my rabbit hole doing my research or working on the project or whatever. Um, and so this is really that week of like, do the things behind the scenes to prepare to launch and catapult. We've got a new moon coming up next week that is going to be like right before Pluto moves into Aquarius and Mars moves into Cancer. So we've got a lot of opportunity here to work behind the scenes and really tune in to what you can do, what you can create, what you can put out there. And there's always this opportunity, but this is where the universe is absolutely supporting you and giving you this opportunity. Are there things going on out in that world? Yes, there are, and there always will be. There are things that are fear mongering. There are things that are trying to derail you, there's always going to be these forces, however big or small. I just did that, my hand motions, the opposite of what I said. That was kind of funny. But there's always going to be these outside forces that are going to judge you, that are going to criticize you. But you know what? The freedom of being yourself, of being authentic, of being unique and having fun and smiling and bringing yourself that level of joy, right? You know, I've had so many compliments for the videos that I do, and it's like I finally just let go of what it brings for me because it simply brings me joy to do the videos, to put them out there every day, to create the cover photos, you know, to find the music track, which doesn't get seen on YouTube because YouTube is YouTube. But if you look at any of my other platforms, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, you'll see that I do different things with those videos. I can have way more creative fun on those apps than I can on this one. But it doesn't stop me from putting them here. It doesn't, you know, it's okay. YouTube's got its restrictions. But that's always going to be, right? Saturn is always going to bring us restrictions, and that's, you know, that's Saturn's job. And Saturn is now in Pisces. So I think that's the big difference with all of this energy going on is now Saturn, which is a more social planet. It's a not so personal planet, but it's in a different sign. So the energy can feel a little bit different. So I would say as we move through Wednesday today, the 15th, when I'm recording this video, and then the 16th, especially with Neptune being conjunct by Mercury and the Sun and squaring off to Mars, or at least coming out of that square to Mars, that we can get lost in the sauce or the lost in the illusions of what's going on and what others are going to think. And, you know, the fears of showing up as our fun self, right? As ourself and who we want to be and how we want to be and all of the things. There's so many fears around that, but it's really an opportunity to be your most creative self and to really discover and define and launch yourself into what that is. And right after that major conjunction, we will have Venus square off with Pluto. This is happening at 29 degrees Aries and Capricorn. And that'll kind of be, I feel like that's going to be because then they're about to both move, right? Venus will move into Taurus, its home sign. And then next week we will have Pluto move into Aquarius. And so I feel like this is going to be like there's a lot of push pull this year. There's a lot, push forward, and then there's a lot of pull back because of where the planets are in these fixed energy signs. Of course, Capricorn and Aries are cardinal energy. So that's initiation energy. But after that, we'll see everything in fixed signs. We'll see Pluto at 0 Aquarius, meaning it's a fixed air sign. It's going to square off with anything that enters 0 Taurus or 0 Leo. So that's going to happen frequently throughout the year, is we'll see those kinds of squares. So this is kind of like the one cardinal square before a bunch of fixed squares occur. So this is kind of it may look dark. Again, these transits can look dark, but you can also see them as the light at the end of the tunnel. We're almost out of this. And there's so much coming down for us. It's slowing us down physically so that we can listen mentally and spiritually and hear what we're being guided to do and what we're being guided to put out into the world and contribute to not only the virtual community that we have, but the physical community that we're in as well. And then Venus will move into Taurus Thursday night. And then we will of course also have Mercury with the Sun in a superior conjunction, meaning they're, I believe, opposite each other. And that's going to give us a lot of downloads. So if you feel like you're being kind of forced to move slow on Thursday the 16th, there's a reason why, because the universe's message is trying to get you messages. And the only way to do that is to turn off the outside noise, turn off the TV, turn off the everything, and really get quiet with yourself, get centered with yourself. This is where the journaling and the meditation and the potentially getting out and taking a walk and being connected to the earth and your body in some way, shape, or form is really going to be helpful to move through this. This weekend is not so bad, but the moon is going to be in a very dark place as it prepares for the new moon in Aries next week. So it'll move through Aquarius and Pisces. The moon will move through Aquarius and Pisces in a dark space. And so as it's preparing. So again, there could be some slowdown energy. There could be some feelings of inadequacy, questioning your worth, questioning your value. These are always going to exist, but they're being amplified by these transits. However, it's really just ignore what's going on out there. I mean, be aware of it, of course, but like turn it off and tune in to yourself and what's coming up for you. So that will pretty much finish out the zodiac year. We finish it out on the 19th. And then on the 20th, we will have the spring equinox. And then on the 21st, we will have the new moon in Aries, as well as Venus conjunct the North Node in Taurus. That is going to be like the, initiation, launch. It could be fiery energy. So we've got a lot coming up that's going to really shift in the next couple of weeks as we get into Aries season. But I hope this was helpful. I hope that you can find your permission within yourself, healing your inner child, acknowledging your inner child, being playful, and finding ways to create the things that make your inner child happy. Let her smile. The work around dealing with our inner child is all about reparenting our wounded child, our wounded younger self. And we get to do that. And so it was funny, I've been shuffling that deck. There was a card sitting on the table. So let's find out some oils that will be helpful. I can tell you that root vegetables, root chakra work, oils that are associated with the earth that may be plant oils could be very helpful because they would have roots on them. And so let's see what we've got. Get a magnifier going here. And we have cardamom. Cardamom clarifies and uplifts spirits. Yeah, cardamom is I believe it's an herb. Often used in earthy fragrances and things like that. And I'll pull one more. And that one's going to be frankincense. Yep, transformation, awareness. Frankincense is just a genius oil or a genius fragrance. But yep, frankincense and cardamom. Again, it's those fragrances or those scents that can really support you working with your inner child, to give yourself permission to be creative, to have fun, to really express yourself in a whole new way. Find the people, find the groups that really invite you to express yourself. Maybe it's exploring new platforms, you know, I don't know. I think this whole movement into Pluto and Aquarius is going to be really interesting for all of us. But anyway, so I hope that was helpful. I hope that gives you some clarity as to what's going on. It can look very foggy out there, and I definitely think that if you're being invited to pull back, to really do that. If you're being invited to slow down, get quiet, and get silent, do that. Do those things. Get quiet, get silent, really like dig in with yourself and create the things that you want to create. I will be launching a new shorts next week. Working on that right now, and I'm relaunching my blog and bringing that back just so that I can get into more writing again and preparing to complete my second book writing. So this year continues with expansion. That was my theme for the year, and it continues. So I'll talk to you on the next video.